Now let us see this question. So, if the displacement and velocity of a particle are connected by this relation, 4v square is equals to 25 minus v square, then show that this motion is SHM and find its time period. Clear, ma? So again here, displacement and velocity, they are connected to each other. So therefore, the equation which gives a relation between displacement and velocity, what is that relation? V is equals to omega into square root of a square minus x square. This is the relation. And this is the x when particle is displacing along the x-axis. Clear? So therefore, if I can try to convert this relation in this form, then definitely I can say this motion is a simple harmonic motion. Clear, ma? So therefore, let us see how we can convert. So v square is equals to 1 by 4 into 25 minus y square. So v is equals to 1 by 2 into root of 25 minus y square. Okay. So if I compare these two, definitely this equation is of this form. Okay, ma? So definitely I can say this motion is simple harmonic in nature. Then how can I find out time period? So we know here if I compare these two values, definitely I can say omega is equals to 1 by 2 and omega is nothing but 2 pi by capital T. So therefore, time period is equals to 2 pi divided by 1 by 2, which is called 4 pi seconds. Clear? So this is the answer for this question. Let us see this question. At displacements of x1 and x2, a particle in SHM has velocities v1 and v2. Show that the time period of oscillation is given by t is equals to 2 pi into x2 square minus x1 square divided by u1 square minus u2 square power 1 by 2. Clear, ma? So here a relation is given between velocities and displacements. Clear? So already previously we have studied two equations of velocity, no? One equation of velocity depending on time and another equation of velocity depending on displacement of the particle from the mean position. Clear, ma? So what is that equation? Let us see. So v is equals to omega into square root of a square minus x square. This was the relation which gives a relation between velocity and displacement. Clear? So therefore, I will try to write these equations also. So these are velocities v1 square and v2 square. Okay. So therefore, how can I write them? So v1 is equals to omega into square root of a square minus x1 square. v2 is equals to omega into square root of a square minus x2 square. This is how I can write the relation between them. Clear? Now by using these two relations, how can I calculate a time period? Clear? So in omega, I know omega is equals to 2 pi by capital T, no? So from this omega, I am going to derive this equation of time period. But in the given equation, I see that there is no term called a amplitude is absent. So what can I do? So let us square both these terms and let us, let us subtract them so that this omega square a square and omega square a square terms get cancelled. So what can I do? So squaring the terms, squaring the equations, what I will get, let us see. So first equation I will get v1 square is equals to omega square into a square minus x1 square. Similarly, second term v2 square is equals to omega square into a square minus x2 square. Clear? So here I have omega square a square, here also I have omega square a square. So why not subtract both of them? Clear? And here also I have the term v1 square minus v2 square. So v1 square minus v2 square, we will subtract them. So subtracting the equations, what we will get? So v1 square minus v2 square is equals to omega square a square minus omega square x1 square minus of omega square a square. Minus of minus will become plus. So plus omega square x2 square. So omega square a square get cancelled. So therefore, if I take omega common, then I can write omega square into x2 square minus x1 square is equals to v1 square minus v2 square. Clear? So therefore omega can be written as 2 pi by t can be again written as, so it is a square root of v1 square minus v2 square divided by x2 square minus x1 square. Clear, ma? So therefore what can I calculate for t? T is equals to, so 2 pi into square root of x2 square minus x1 square divided by v1 square minus v2 square. This is the relation which we got. Clear? Now compare this relation with the given answer. So this is the relation. So exactly it is correct. So this is how we can do this calculation. Now let us see the next question. So a particle has a velocity of 4 meters per second at a distance of 3 meters from the mean position and a velocity of 3 meters per second at 4 meters. Then find the time taken to travel 2.5 meters from the positive extremity. Clear, ma? So this is what we are supposed to find out. Clear? So again, this is a relation between velocity and distance. So again, we have to use the same relation which we have studied previously. So v is equals to omega into square root of a square minus x square. Clear? So let us write the first relation. So a velocity of 4, angular velocity I don't know, amplitude also I don't know, but displacement is 3 square. Similarly, second relation is velocity is 3, angular velocity is omega, square root of a square minus, and now displacement is 4, so 4 square. So this is the relation which we got. So let us do one thing. So let us square it and divide both of them. So if I square them and divide them, then I will get 16 divided by 9 is equals to omega, and omega get cancelled. So square root is going cancelled now. So a square minus 3 square divided by a square minus 4 square. This is the relation which we got. Okay. Now I will try to cross multiply this one. Then let us see what will happen. So 16a square minus 16 into 16 is 256. So this is equals to 9a square minus 9 9s are 81. Clear, ma? So therefore 16a square minus 9a square is how much? 7a square. So this is equals to 256 minus 81 is how much? 175. So 175. So a square is equals to 175 divided by 7. So 7 3s are and 7 2s are, 7 5s are, so 25. So a is equals to 5. So 5 meters. Meters only, no, on 5 meters. So this is the amplitude of this particle. So amplitude of the particle is 5 meters. Maximum displacement from the mean position. Clear, ma? So still with the help of this data, I cannot solve this problem. So he is asking time taken to travel from 2.5 meters from the extreme position. So only with the help of amplitude I can't do anything. So let us see. Let us try to calculate omega also. So therefore, take this amplitude and substitute in one of the relation. Then let us see how we can calculate amplitude. So therefore, I will use the first equation. So 16 is equals to, or let us write original equation only. 4 is equals to omega into square root of 5 square minus 3 square. So 4 is equals to omega into square root of, so 25 minus 16 root 16 is 4. So omega is equals to 4 by 4 is 1 radian per second. Clear? So this is, I got angular velocity also, amplitude also I have. So now how can I calculate what is the time taken to travel from travel 2.5 meters from the positive extreme position. Clear, ma? So let us see. For example, this is the path in which particle is traveling, and this is our mean position. So total amplitude is plus 5. So from here particle is starting. Okay. So in which condition particle will start from here? Particle will start from the positive extreme position only if it has covered initially 90 degrees. So it means initial phase of the particle is 90. So what is meant by initial phase of the particle? Already we have discussed many times previously, refer those lectures. So when we started observation, what was the position of the particle? That is called as initial phase. Clear? So already we discussed that every particle will start from the mean position. And in which direction? Towards the positive extremity. So from here to here, first of all, when it traveled, here phase is 0, and when it reaches this position, it is equivalent to, it has covered 90 degrees. Clear? So when I started observation, particle is already present at this position. So therefore, which equation I can use? I can use x is equals to a sine omega t plus pi, and here pi value is 90 degrees or pi by 2. Clear? Because when I started observation, particle was already present at a phase of 90 degrees. Okay. Now what is sine omega t plus 90? It can be written as cos omega t also. So therefore I will write x is equals to a cos omega t. Clear, ma? Now what is the displacement? Displacement is from the extreme position it should cover 2.5. Then what is the position from the mean position? Sima, position of the particle always we have to take from the mean position only. Clear? So from the mean position, what is the displacement? From the mean position also it is 2.5 only. Because from the extreme position if it is 2.5, from mean position also it will be 2.5 because total amplitude is 5. Clear? So therefore what can I write? I will write 2.5 is equals to a value is 5. So 5 cos omega t. So 1 by 2 is equals to cos omega t. Cos omega t will be 1 by 2 only when theta is equals to omega t is equals to 60 degrees, which is called pi by 3. Clear ma? So therefore omega value already we have found out. No, it is 1 radian per second. So substitute 1 here. So 1 into t is equals to pi by 3. So therefore time taken is equals to pi by 3 seconds. Clear? So this is our answer. Okay. So in how much time a particle will travel a distance of 2.5 meters from the extreme position in a time of pi by 3 seconds. That's all. Very simply we have done this calculation. Okay. Make a note of this one. So now let us see this question. So a particle in SHM has maximum velocity of 40 centimeters per second and maximum acceleration of 50 centimeters per second square. So find its amplitude and time period of oscillation. Clear ma? So what is meant by maximum velocity? So we know V is equals to omega into square root of a square minus x square. Clear ma? So already we have discussed that velocity of the particle will be maximum only at the mean position. That is when x is equal to 0. So if I substitute x is equal to 0 in this condition, then I will get V max is equals to omega into a or a into omega. Clear? Similarly, maximum acceleration. Acceleration of the particle we know it is minus omega square into x, and a will be maximum when x will be maximum. That is at the extreme position particle will experience maximum acceleration. So therefore a will be maximum when I write it is equals to omega square into a. Clear? So this is the equation for maximum velocity. This is the equation for maximum acceleration. Now see what are the terms which are given. Maximum velocity. So V max is equal to 40 is equals to omega into a. Similarly, maximum acceleration is how much? Maximum acceleration is equal to 50 is equals to omega square into a. Clear ma? So he is asking time period and amplitude. So if I can calculate omega, then I can calculate time period. So I will divide both of them. So if I divide both of them, what I will get? Omega is equals to 50 divided by 40, which is called as 5 by 4. So omega is 2 pi by capital T is equals to 5 by 4. So therefore T is equals to 2 pi into 4 by 5. Clear ma? So which is called 8 pi by 5 seconds. Clear? So that is the time period of oscillation. Now take this time period or take this omega value and substitute any one of the relation. Then I will get equation of value of amplitude also. So I will use this relation. So 40 is equals to omega. Omega value is how much? Omega value is 5 by 4 into amplitude. So amplitude is equals to 40 into 4 by 5. So 5 1s are 5 8s are, so 8 4s are 32 centimeters will be the amplitude of this particle. Okay. Friends, now let us see the next question. So a vertical motion of a huge piston in a machine is almost a simple harmonic with a frequency of 0.50 second inverse. A block of 10 kg is placed on the piston. So what is the maximum amplitude of piston for block and piston to remain together? Clear ma? So consider there is some vertical piston which is moving, which is making simple harmonic motion along the y-axis. So it is moving like this. So it is performing simple harmonic motion with a frequency of 0.50 S inverse. Clear? Now on this piston we are supposed to place a mass of m. So if this is a piston, clear? So on this piston we have to place a mass such that, so if piston is moving, this block also should move along with this piston. Clear? And what is the question he is asking? So maximum amplitude of the piston such that piston and this block, they remain together. Clear ma? So when the piston is moving upwards, then along with the piston, block also moves upwards without any problem. Clear ma? Problems comes when the piston is coming downwards. Clear ma? So this mass, it has an acceleration of minus g, which is equals to minus 9.8 meters per second square. Clear ma? Because this piston, it behaves like a freely falling body. So the maximum acceleration with which it can fall is 9.8 meters per second square if there is no piston. Clear ma? So therefore, piston's acceleration is also, if it is 9.8 or less than 9.8, then it is not a problem. Both of them, they will move as a single body. Clear ma? And where will be the acceleration of the piston maximum? Maximum acceleration of the piston will be at the extreme position. For example, if I take this piston, so consider this is the bottommost position and let it be our mean position. So are you able to understand? So at the extreme position, this position and this position, the acceleration of the piston will be maximum. Clear ma? So when the body has reached one extreme position and if its acceleration is 9.8, so from here it starts coming down, no? It starts coming down with an acceleration of 9.8. This mass also starts coming down with an acceleration of 9.8. Then no problem, both of them, they will come together as a single body. Clear? But the problem is, if this piston starts coming down with an acceleration greater than 9.8. So let us consider this piston is coming down with an acceleration of 12 meters per second square. Then what will happen? So this piston starts coming down with a greater velocity because its acceleration is greater. But this mass, it has only an acceleration of 9.8 because no force is acting on this mass except gravitational force. Clear? So if the piston has an acceleration greater than 9.8, then this piston will come with a greater velocity, but this mass, it will come down only with an acceleration of 9.8. Then temporarily, these two bodies, they get separated. Clear? So this is falling with a greater velocity, this is falling slowly. So they will get separated. Clear? So the maximum acceleration possible for this piston is only 9.8. Clear? And for maximum acceleration, already we have written equations previously, no? What are the equations? So A max is equals to omega square into x. So this is the maximum acceleration possible for the body, and instead of x here we will write A. Clear? So piston should have a maximum acceleration of 9.8 meters per second square at the extreme position. So if acceleration is greater than 9.8, then these two bodies, they will get separated. Are you able to understand? So therefore, omega can be written as 2 pi into f. So 2 pi f into whole square into A should be equal to 9.8. Clear ma? What is actually asking? Maximum amplitude only. So therefore, A value is equals to 9.8 divided by 2 pi into frequency is already given into 0.5 whole square. Clear? So if I do this calculation, then the answer which you should get is approximately 0.99 meters. Clear ma? So if amplitude is 0.99 meters, that is the maximum amplitude. Clear ma? So then acceleration will be 9.8 for the piston. Clear ma? So if acceleration is greater than 0.99, then what will happen? So as amplitude increases, this acceleration also increases, then bodies, they will get separated. Clear? Okay. Now let us see the next question. So a person normally weighing 60 kg stands on a platform which oscillates up and down at a frequency of 2 seconds and with an amplitude of 5 centimeter. If mission on the platform gives the person's weight against time, find the minimum and maximum readings it will show. Clear ma? And take G value to be 10 meters per second square. So this is the question. So let us try to understand what is happening here. So this is a platform, clear, on which there is one weighing machine. So this is our weighing machine. Clear? So on this weighing machine, a person is standing. And what is the mass of this man? Mass of the man is 60 kg. 60 kg only, no? So this piston, it is performing simple harmonic motion. So let this be our mean position. Clear? And let this one be another extreme position. It means if this is the platform, So again this is the weighing machine, and again this is the man who is standing. Are you able to understand? So it is performing simple harmonic motion along this path. Now the question is, what will be the minimum and maximum reading that is shown by the weighing machine? So already we have studied in Newton's laws of motion that weighing machine, what does it read? Weighing machine always reads normal reaction which is acting on that weighing machine. Clear ma? So for example, if you take this position, that is the topmost position, so every body in SHM, how does it oscillate? It performs SHM such that acceleration is always towards the mean position. Are you able to understand ma? So acceleration is direction is towards the mean position. Here also acceleration direction is towards the mean position. Clear? So therefore this man is also accelerated downwards with an acceleration of A, and that acceleration will be maximum only at the mean position. Only at the extreme position that already we have studied. Clear? So here at the topmost position, if I draw the free body diagram of the man, so free body diagram of man I am drawing now. Clear ma? So on this man, his weight mg is acting downwards. Clear? And normal reaction is acting upwards, and man is accelerating downwards with an acceleration of A. Clear? And that A, how can I calculate? A is equals to omega square into A, that we will calculate afterwards. So therefore, if I do this calculation, how can I write Newton's laws in this condition? As it is accelerating downwards, definitely mg should be greater than n here. So therefore, I will write mg minus n is equals to mass into acceleration. So normal reaction is equals to mg minus ma. So therefore, m into g minus a. Clear ma? So this is the normal reaction which this weighing machine experiences at the topmost position. Clear? Now let us see how we can calculate at the bottommost position. Here how can I write? So at bottommost position. Clear? So at the bottommost position, let us again draw the free body diagram of the man. So for this man, his weight mg is acting downwards. Normal reaction is pushing this man upwards, and the man is accelerating in upwards direction with an acceleration of A. Clear? So therefore, n should be greater than mg because acceleration is in upward direction. So therefore, what I will write? N minus mg is equals to mass into acceleration. So n is equals to m into g plus a. Clear? So previously we got m into g minus a. Clear ma? So therefore, if this is n1 and this is n2, definitely I can say n2 is greater than n1. Clear? So the normal reaction that is experienced by this weighing machine, it is maximum only at the bottommost position. So at the bottommost position, definitely I can say body will show greater reading, or this weighing machine will show greater reading. Clear? Now what about acceleration? How I can calculate this acceleration? Mass I know it is 60 kg, g value is 10, and a value we are supposed to find out. Are you able to understand ma? How we can calculate a value? A is the acceleration at the maximum displacement from the mean position, no? So therefore there A will become A max, maximum acceleration, and already we have studied equation for maximum acceleration, which is omega square into A. Clear ma? So therefore omega square value is how much? Omega can be written as 2 pi f. So 2 pi f into A, 2 pi f whole square into A. So therefore 4 pi square into f square multiplied by, what is the amplitude he gave? It is 5 centimeters. Clear? So if you do this calculation, I will get acceleration. Take this acceleration, substitute here, I will get normal reaction at the bottommost position. Similarly, you calculate, you substitute a value there, then you will get acceleration at the topmost position. Clear? Come on, calculate these values. So 5 centimeters we are rating, and if I convert in terms of SI system, then the acceleration which I will get is 7.9 meters per second square. So take this acceleration, substitute in this relation, I will get the maximum reading shown by the weighing machine, 1074 Newton. And here, again if I substitute a value here, then I will get it is 126 Newton. Clear ma? But always we have studied that weighing machines, they study normal reaction in terms of kg force, that is mass they will show. So how can I convert the readings in terms of mass? Just divide this 1074 divided by 10, then it is equals to 107.4 kgs, And similarly, 12.6 divided by G value. G value is 10. So the reading shown will be 12.6 kgs. Clear, ma? That's all. Dear students, now let us see this question. So a particle executes SHM with amplitude A and angular frequency omega. At an instant, the particle is at a distance of A by 5 from the mean position and is moving away from it. So find the time after which it will come back to the original position again. Clear, ma? So let us see, let us try to understand this one with the help of a line diagram. So this is the mean position. So initially particle was present at a displacement of A by 5 if amplitude is A. Clear? And it was going away from the mean position. Then we are supposed to find out the time taken after which it will return back to the original position again. Clear? So therefore, how can I solve this one? So this particle will travel from here, travel throughout this journey, travel up to the mean position, then again returns back and reaches to the same position. So this is what is happening. Clear, ma? So until this instant, we are supposed to find out the time taken. Clear? So very easily we can solve this problem by using a circular method, by comparing SHM with circular motion. So let us see. So if this is the circular path, clear? So this becomes our mean position. So this is the positive extremity plus A and this is the negative extremity minus A, and let us identify A by 5. So let us consider this height to be A by 5. Clear, ma? So initially the particle was present at A by 5. So on the circular motion it is equivalent as if particle is traveling in this direction. Clear, ma? So this is the radius vector which also has a magnitude of A. Clear, ma? And from here what is happening? First of all, it should go to the extreme position, then it should return back. So from here the particles goes to the extreme position, then again it returns back to the same position. Clear, ma? So same position means what? This is the same position. So particle will travel here, it will cross the extreme position, then it will go to the again same position of A by 5 and in the same direction. Okay, so this is positive extremity, negative extremity. So this total is present in the same direction from the main position. Are you able to understand? So therefore, now if I join another radius vector here, now this is the total angle covered by the particle. Clear, ma? Or we can say phase difference between this position and this position is this much. And what is meant by phase difference? The angle covered by the particle in a particular time is this much angle. Clear? So if I can calculate this phase difference, time difference very easily I can calculate. That is a time taken. Are you able to understand? So let us see. So let us consider this angle is theta, then this angle is also theta. So therefore, total angle covered by the particle, total angle covered will be how much? It will be equal to 2 theta. Clear? Now how can I calculate this theta? I can use either sin theta or cos theta. If I take this right angle triangle, then I have to consider sin theta. If I take this right angle triangle, I have to consider cos theta. So I will take this right angled triangle. So therefore, if I write cos theta, it is equal to adjacent by hypotenuse. So adjacent value is A by 5 and hypotenuse is A, so 1 by 5. Clear? So therefore, theta is equal to cos inverse of 1 by 5. So I got values up to here. Are you able to understand? But what is the total phase angle? Total phase difference. So total phase difference or angle covered by the particle is how much? 2 theta. So which is equals to 2 into cos inverse of 1 by 5. Are you able to understand, ma? So therefore, if I know phase difference, I have a relation for calculating time difference. And what is the relation? Delta pi is equals to 2 pi by t into small t. Clear? 2 pi by t is so called as omega, and omega is already given, just you have to consider this one as omega. So delta pi is equals to omega into t. So therefore what is t? T is equals to delta pi divided by omega. Delta pi value is how much here? So it is equals to 2 cos inverse of 1 by 5 divided by omega. Clear, ma? So this is the time taken by the particle to travel from here to and reach this point, or in simple harmonic motion, how can I compare this one? So particle is initially traveling from here, going to the extreme position and returning back and again reaching to the same position. Clear? So for this the time taken is this much. Clear? Same answer we can calculate in terms of sine theta also. How I can calculate sine theta? So this angle, if I take it as alpha, then I can calculate a sine alpha. So sine alpha is equals to, if this is a by 5, then this is also a by 5. So opposite by hypotenuse is a by 5 divided by a. Clear ma? So therefore alpha value is how much? Sine inverse of 1 by 5. Clear? So if this is sine inverse of 1 by 5, this is also sine inverse of 1 by 5. Then what is the total angle covered? Total angle covered is 180 minus 2 alpha. Clear ma? So here there is alpha, here and one more alpha, but angle covered is only this much. So total 180 minus 2 alpha will be the phase. Clear? Phase difference. So again you can use the same procedure and do the calculation. Okay? So very simply we can do the values by comparing the simple harmonic motion with circular motion. Okay? Then you do one thing, you try to do in second method also, that is by using the equations of simple harmonic motion also you can do, and try to do and see if you can get the same answers or not. Okay? Now let us see this question. So two particles executing SHM with the same angular frequency and amplitudes A and 2A on same straight line with the same mean position cross each other in opposite direction at a distance of a by 3 from the mean position. So find the phase difference in the two SHMs. That is the question. Clear ma? So let us try to understand this one by drawing a diagram. Clear? So this is the path of one particle, then this will be the path of another particle. So both of them, they have the same mean position. So this is the mean position. So this is plus 2a and this is minus 2a. So this is plus a and this is minus a. Clear ma? So in this condition what is happening? So both of them, they are crossing each other at a displacement of a by 3 from the mean position. So if I consider this position to be a by 3 from the mean position, so let us assume that this particle is traveling in this direction and second particle is traveling in opposite direction. Are you able to understand ma? So they are crossing each other such that their directions are in opposite direction at a distance of a by 3 from the mean position. Then calculate the phase difference between these two SHMs. Clear ma? So one important point is that they have same angular frequency. Clear? So what is meant by same angular frequency? They will cover same angle in same time. That is the meaning of this one. It means that if one body is completing 4 oscillations in 1 second, second body also completes 4 oscillations in 1 second. That is the meaning of this one. So definitely we can solve this problem by comparing this simple harmonic motion with circular motion. Clear? So let us see. So for example, let this one be the path traveled by the particle whose amplitude is plus a. Then let us consider, let this one be the path traveled by the second particle which is having an amplitude of 2a. Clear ma? So this becomes our mean position. Clear? So this is plus 2a and this is plus a minus 2a. So where is the position of a by 3? So let us consider this is the position of a by 3. Clear? So what we have assumed here, this particle which is having an amplitude of a, it is going away from the mean position towards positive extremity. So therefore in this diagram where can I represent? I can represent a by 3 is very large here. So let us consider this to be a by 3. Clear ma? So my path is present here. Particle is traveling in this direction and crossing the mean position. It means it is going away from the mean position. Are you able to understand? And second particle is also present at the same displacement, but it is going towards the mean position now. Clear? It means this particle should have started from the mean position only, no? So this sign convention always you should remember. So any particle we consider, it has started from the mean position towards plus a. So it should have traveled like this, then it should have reached to a, now it is returning back. Clear? So therefore, it should have started from here, reached the extreme position. Now it is returning again to the main position. Now while returning, where it has reached to this position. Clear, ma? So therefore, this will be the radius vector. Clear? So this distance is a by 3, this distance is also a by 3. Are you able to understand? So therefore, what he is asking, find the phase difference. Phase difference means just this angle, if I can calculate what is the angle difference between them, that is called as a phase difference. Clear? How can I calculate? So let us consider this angle to be theta 1 and let us consider this angle to be theta 2. Then by considering this right angled triangle, how can I calculate cos theta 1? So cos theta 1 is equals to adjacent by hypotenuse. So hypotenuse is how much for the first particle? A. Clear, ma? So adjacent side is a by 3 divided by a, which is called 1 by 3. So theta 1 is equals to cos inverse of 1 by 3. Clear? Now what about second particle? For second particle theta 2, this is the phase. Clear, ma? So therefore this also I can consider by considering this right angled triangle. So how can I calculate? Again I can calculate cos theta 2 is equals to again adjacent by hypotenuse. So adjacent value is definitely a by 3, but what about hypotenuse? Hypotenuse value is 2a. Magnitude of hypotenuse is 2a. Clear? So cos theta 2 is equals to adjacent value is a by 3 divided by 2a. So a gets cancelled, so 1 by 6. So theta 2 is equals to cos inverse of 1 by 6. Clear, ma? So therefore, what is the total phase? Total phase is nothing but total phase, or you can call total phase difference between them is how much? It is equals to theta 1 plus theta 2. Clear? So theta 1 is how much? Cos inverse of 1 by 3 and theta 2 is cos inverse of 1 by 6. Clear? So this is the answer. Same value you can calculate in terms of a sin theta also. For example, let us see that calculation also, how we can calculate in terms of sin theta. So let us see. Clear? So instead of considering this right angled triangle, I can consider this right angled triangle also. Clear? So this angle is, let it be alpha 1 and let this angle be alpha 2. Clear, ma? Then how can I calculate sin alpha 1? Sin alpha 1 can be calculated as opposite by hypotenuse. So if this is a by 3, this is also my a by 3. Clear, ma? So a by 3 divided by a. So is equals to 1 by 3. So alpha 1 is equals to sin inverse of 1 by 3. Clear? Similarly, I can also calculate this alpha 2. So if this is a by 3, this distance is also a by 3. Clear? So sin alpha 2, how can I calculate? So again a by 3 divided by, now what is the hypotenuse? Hypotenuse is 2a in the second figure. So therefore 1 by 6. So therefore how can I calculate alpha 2? So alpha 2 is equals to sin inverse of 1 by 6. Clear? So I have calculated alpha 1 and alpha 2. Clear? But what is the phase difference between these two particles? This is the phase difference. So how can I calculate this angle? So this total angle is 180 degrees, no? So 180 degrees, from 180 degrees you remove alpha 1 and alpha 2, then very easily we can get the answer. So therefore how can I calculate? So therefore phase difference is equals to pi minus of sin inverse of, so that is pi minus of alpha 1 minus alpha 2. Clear? Or we can write pi minus of alpha 1 plus alpha 2, I can write like this. So pi minus alpha 1 is how much? Sin inverse of 1 by 3 plus sin inverse of 1 by 6. Clear? So in this method also we can do the calculation. Clear? So you should search for the options. In options, if you find this relation, then you are supposed to solve by using cos theta. In the options, if you see this one, then you are supposed to solve with the help of sin theta. That's all. Clear?